Fairly soon down the line, I stopped having to punch my own holes in my belt, which I was pretty delighted with. So, it was a bit of an eye-opener in a way. I've never really gone near any weight training beforehand, so I knew that was a big weakness. I knew that was going to be a complete learning thing. But now, it just seems to be, everything just seems to click now, and it seems just a lot easier to go through things. But I'd never really gone near any kind of strength training, and it's something that I really want to develop on. I had an opinion of myself that I was probably a little bit too skinny, so I wanted to work on that as well, just to see if I could build a bit of mass. It's not something I ever really thought I could do. The sport that I was doing was kickboxing, and what I found was that in terms of the day-to-day technical kind of stuff, I was able to do quite well in that, but when it came to sparring days, being one of the smaller lads in there, I suppose, in terms of my weight, definitely doesn't help from being pushed around when someone's bearing down on top of you. So I wanted to be able to kind of hold my own a little bit. I'd finally reached a point where I understood what I could and couldn't lift, and then it became like a competitive thing down here to see if I could beat that. And I'd never really experienced that before. I've done sports before throughout all my life really, but I never thought about experiencing that down in a gym setting. And coming down here and kind of seeing that self-competitiveness and like being able to beat that and everything like that is kind of, it's really engaging. It's not something that I thought that I would get from it. You know, I really felt it was just a means to an end. More so than my strength increasing, I actually feel like I have more control over my body. Like I feel like I'm able to make it maneuver far better than I was before, which I just really didn't expect. And I felt that coming down here would kind of abate that a little bit, which it 100% did. Like coming down and having everything explained by yourself and the other lads down here just made everything so much easier for me to get my head around. And I felt far more comfortable coming down as well and just being able to go through it at my own speed. But now I can kind of feel when I go to do something that it becomes very apparent to me very quickly what it is that I'm doing wrong and how I can maneuver that as well. Fairly soon down the line, I stopped having to punch my own holes in my belt, which I was pretty delighted with. So, it gives you confidence. It 100% gives you confidence. I've never been a very shy person or anything like that, but I would definitely, in terms of how I felt, I physically looked and stuff like that, like I did always think that I was far too skinny. I had loads of mates who were all athletic and taller than me and stuff like that, so I kind of resigned myself to being protected a little bit, I suppose. But no, now 100% I feel far more comfortable in my own skin, and it's not something that I thought that I needed to feel any better about, but just by virtue of coming down here and doing all the stuff and getting, like, you know, good feedback and stuff like that, like it's definitely improved my confidence 100%. That what you're really getting at the end of the day is 3 or 4 sessions a week where you can come down for an hour and have an encyclopedia of knowledge if you need it, like, you know, about how to do all these exercises and have all the equipment that you need so that you can go forward if that's what your goal is, and then do it all on your own afterwards. It really does happen quite quickly that you get a feel for it, and you just start to pick up and gather momentum very, very quickly once you start coming down, just because of the kind of engagement that you're getting down here.